Leaders meeting in Malta have signed an agreement designed to stem the flow of migrants making that perilous crossing to Europe. In an effort to tackle the root causes of migration, the EU heads of state have approved a trust fund of nearly $2 billion for Africa. The money is aimed at improving prospects in African nations, which see high numbers of nationals leaving for Europe. Later, the European leaders themselves will hold an informal meeting on the huge influx of migrants from the Middle East.
It's the biggest gathering of African and European leaders at a summit focused on migration. Arriving in Malta, the key message that leaders of countries in both continents must work together to find solutions.
The meeting is about agreeing to an action plan. This action plan will fight illegal immigration and it will do more for legal possibilities to work in Europe. At the same time, it will increase development aid, but also require African heads of government to deal with their civil societies and their citizens in a way where the continent's young people have a chance.
African countries can do a lot about this crisis. We must all solve it together, among origin, transit, and target countries. We must analyze the deep reasons for migration. Some of these reasons are lack of democracy, poverty, inequality, insecurity in some origin countries.
At the centre of the agreements, a €1.8 billion trust fund, money being made available to African countries if they do more to stem the flow of migrants leaving for Europe. But analysts advising the summit admit money alone is not the answer.
Basically, the last 10 years when we had ministerial meetings, everybody complained about the fact that there was not a new fund established. And now it's the first time actually that there is clearly a fund established. So you can discuss whether this is enough money or not money, but it's clearly no. You're right, answer on its own, it's not the answer.
Some have criticised Europe, saying they're simply paying their way out of dealing with the huge influx of migrants arriving. But improving legal avenues for highly skilled economic migrants is also on the agenda, as is tackling the criminal networks behind those smuggling migrants into Europe.
More potential money for African countries comes at a cost. Leaders meeting here in Malta want clear agreements on better avenues to return certain types of asylum seekers. They also want to see improvements in opportunities for those wanting and thinking of leaving their home countries. Dan Whitehead, SABC News, in Valletta, Malta.